Abomination! Ogwugwu, the sacred deity of Umudike, is missing.
Uchenna snuck quietly through the narrow bush path that led to the shrine that morning, with only one intention burning in his heart. He moved through the thick bushes like a man chased by destiny, carefully avoiding every passerby on the road. As he drew closer to the shrine, the air around him changed. The forest grew unnaturally still. Even the birds stopped singing, as if the land itself was holding its breath. A cold chill ran down his spine. For a brief moment, doubt crept into his heart. Maybe this is a warning, he thought. Maybe the gods are telling me to turn back. He stopped walking. The silence pressed against his ears. His heart beat faster than it should have. He remembered the stories, men who ignored signs and vanished without a trace. But Uchenna clenched his fists. I have faced leopards, he told himself. I have faced hunger and death. What is a shrine to a man like me? He stepped forward. The shrine stood before him, old and blackened by years of smoke and sacrifice. The smell hit him immediately. Burnt oil, dried blood, ancient ash. He hesitated at the entrance. Once I cross this line, he thought, there is no return. He ducked inside. The carved face of the oracle the people called Ogwugwu rested where it always had. Its hollow eyes stared into darkness, unblinking, eternal. Uchenna felt as if it could see through him. I am not afraid of you, he whispered, though his voice trembled. His hands shook as he reached out. The wood felt colder than it should have been. Slowly, carefully, he wrapped the sacred face in cloth and placed it inside his bag. At that moment, the fire pit hissed. Uchenna froze. His heart pounded so loudly he feared the spirits could hear him. He waited. Nothing happened. Without looking back, he rushed out of the shrine, took the bush path, and disappeared into the forest. By the time the sun rose, he was back in his hut, breathing heavily. That night, Umudike did not sleep. The sky turned black, darker than it had any right to be. The wind tore through rooftops, rattling doors and trees. Thunder rolled again and again, yet no rain fell. Then the scream came. Ogwugwu! It was the chief priest. The sound tore through the village like a blade. Lamps flickered to life. Dogs barked. Children cried. The chief priest ran from the shrine, his voice shaking. The deity is gone! Ogwugwu has been stolen! His cry shook the entire village of Umudike. Uchenna sat inside his hut, holding a cup of palm wine. The liquid trembled in his hand as thunder shook the earth. They don't know, he told himself. No one saw me. But his chest burned. Uchenna was no ordinary man in Umudike. He was known for his stubbornness and daring spirit. Whatever he set his heart on, he pursued with everything inside him. The day he returned from the forest with a dead leopard remained fresh in the memory of the people. The villagers respected him, and they feared him. Orphaned at a young age, Uchenna learned that the world was not for the weak. Hunger hardened him. Loss sharpened him. Many believed his strength was born from a desperate will to survive. Yet beneath all that power lay one dangerous weakness. Uchenna never listened. Advice meant nothing. Warnings were noise. The day he forcefully took the goat of Maziobina, the old man only sighed and said, "Strength without wisdom always leads to destruction." Uchenna laughed and walked away. That evening, he sat with his friends Agu and Chema, eating goat pepper soup and drinking palm wine. They praised him loudly. "No man in Umudike can stand against you," Agu said. Uchenna smiled. With every praise, his pride grew. Umudike was a traditional Igbo village. The men farmed and hunted. The women worked the land. The children obeyed their elders. Above all, they revered their deity, Ogwugwu. The chief priest guarded it, and his word was law. Even the king bowed before the shrine. But Uchenna crossed a line no man had ever dared to approach. Agu had always envied Uchenna's strength. During the annual wrestling festival, he faced him before the whole village. Uchenna lifted him and slammed him into the red earth. The crowd roared. Agu walked away in silence. One day soon, he swore to himself, "You will pay for this." Instead of hatred, Agu chose praise. He followed Uchenna everywhere, feeding his pride. Chima was different. He was gentle, humble, and respected the elders. Though he walked beside Uchenna, his heart walked another path. Days before the theft, a stranger named Ude approached Uchenna in the forest. He said, "I have searched this village, and you are the only man bold enough to do this." Uchenna asked, "What do you want?" Ude replied, "You are the strongest man in Umudike, but you can be the richest if you bring me the face of Ogwugwu." Uchenna felt fear and temptation. That night, sleep refused to come. With wealth, he thought, no one will dare challenge me, not even the king. When Agu heard the offer, he laughed. "And who will stop you? Certainly not the chief priest." That was all Uchenna needed. Ude kept his promise. Wealth poured into Uchenna's hut. Cowries, gold, fine cloth. Overnight, he became the richest man in Umudike. But the gods were watching. When the chief priest summoned the spirits and called Ogwugwu by name, the sky answered with rage. That evening, Uchenna drank palm wine outside his hut, while a maiden laughed beside him. Suddenly, something rushed past him, cold, unseen, unnatural. His heart skipped. For the first time in his life, fear found him. By morning, pain woke him. His feet were swollen, his stomach bloated and heavy, his strength was gone. When Chima saw him, his face turned pale. "My brother," Chima said, "this is not ordinary." Agu heard and smiled. When the chief priest arrived, he stepped back in fear. "Confess," he said, "or face the wrath of the gods." Uchenna looked around. He saw curiosity replace respect. He saw hunger for gossip. Pride sealed his lips. Days passed. His body decayed. His wealth meant nothing. Agu never came. Chima begged. "Life is worth more than pride," Chima pleaded. Uchenna turned his face to the wall. "I will not give them the satisfaction." That night, the wind returned. At dawn, Chima entered the hut and found him still, eyes open, mouth frozen, pride intact. Umudike lost its deity, and on the same day, it lost its strongest man. Moral: strength without wisdom destroys its owner, and pride can silence even the last chance for redemption.